guys, welcome to Devic Hair, and in today's video we'll be discussing, I'll be talking about black hair type, then how to care for your hair type, how your hair type can aid in your length retention. So let's get right into this video. What's hair type? Well, hair type is your hair pattern. So it's like saying the pattern our hair takes when it comes out from our scalps, from our scalp. So for the whites, as it comes out, there's a science behind that. Anyway, it comes out straight, but ours, when ours come out, it kind of takes that coil, and then pulls out from our scalp, the kind of coil, your hair takes when it comes out is your coil pattern. For black women in general, our coils go from, well, some have type 3 coil, and then we have some others have type 4 coils. Now type 3 is a lot more looser than the type 4 kind of coil pattern. Now if you're a type 4, there's a 4A, there's a 4B, there's a 4C, 4D. The jerk is this: when you're in the 4 bracket, your coil pattern tends to be tighter, like a little more coilier than the type 3 coils. That is just like, I'll show you a picture of the illustration, but then it's just like this, while ours is like a little more tighter. Then when it's going into a B, it's now closer. Then a C is like over the other, and then in fact a D is more dense. Now, how do you know your coil pattern? By the time you wet your hair and see, you see the kind of coil it takes. If the coil is a lot more like an S flowing, like instead of an S flowing, dancing a little down but closer, is a 4A. A 4B comes a little more closer like that. 4C is tighter. So 4C is a lot more like, it's more like a ring or a spring or a ring over the other, so it's really tight. It's very possible to have more than one 4 type on your head, and it's also the same thing. You can have one coil pattern on your entire head. Like me, I have 4A, B, C on my head. I have a 4A at the very back. Now my hair is dry, so you won't be able to notice it, but I'll show you a clip. But then my back is 4A. This overall part of my head is 4B, and then the middle part of my head, just a little section of my head, is 4C. Now, how do you handle? When I say handle, I mean how you care for your own kind of coil when you discover your coil pattern. First things first, the whites can run brushes and combs right through their hair. We can't do that. Like if volume and length and a good hair is your goal, you don't want to have combs and brushes in your hair all the time, because you can max up some extension in it and you're out of the way, and your just care for 5 years, your hair will remain there. But my point is, when you have understood that, because of our tight coil pattern, you don't want to be going in with combs in your hair dry. You don't want to do that. So to care for your coil pattern when you discovered, one is reduce your combs. And if you have to do combs, you have to use a wide tooth comb. That's what you use for your hair. If you actually want your natural hair to thrive, you have to start learning how to detangle your hair with your fingers. And if you ever have to go in with a comb, there has to be conditioners in your hair, either before you want to wash, or probably after you washed your hair and it's damp. Then you put in a leave-in conditioner. Still just have to use your fingers, and then go with a white tooth comb. Try and learn how to finger detangle. There's going to be a detangling video up soon. I'll just show you how I deal with detangling my own hair. And you can never ever erase this thing from your head. You cannot thoroughly detangle your hair. It doesn't work with African hair. Whether you like it or not, at the point you feel your hair is fully detangled, you'll figure out another tangle. So embrace it. And another important thing you have to do is, because of our hair density and pattern, like how full our hair is, you don't want to have your hair like this, or I'll show you a picture, something like your hair everywhere, and then you go in with a comb. Wah, 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 chwa, chwa. No! No! you will sweep and rake your strands out. Okay, that's not what you want to do. You want to handle your hair all the time in sections. When I say all the time, I mean all the effing time in sections. If your hair is not long, you have to go to as many as 10 to 15 sections of hair. But then when your hair is as long as mine, you can deal with 6 sections, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. I'll show you a picture of what I'm talking about here. You have to handle a section at a time. When you're detangling, when you're styling, when you're moisturizing, anything you're doing to your hair, you have to do these things in section. 1, it makes everything to eat from whatever you're giving it. It helps you manage your hair in its volume and its length. So while your hair is growing, you're learning how to deal with it in different stages. It boils down to tender, loving care. You have to be soft on your hair. You have to be careful. You have to just pet this thing the way you pet yourself. Include your hair into that whole kind of care you give yourself, yeah, your tummy and etc. So lastly, how knowing your hair type can aid length retention. Of course, if you know your hair type, you know that for type 4 hair cannot take combs like all the time. It cannot take harsh handling. It can't take dealing with it all like this. You have to go into section. So if you love this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video. If there's anything of concern to you and you think you want me to throw light on anything, let me know. I'll do that for you. And any other information I think is necessary and handy that I experienced in my hair journey, I'll always bring it out to you, so it also helps you in natural hair journey. So thank you for staying by, and I love you so much, Devic Hair cares. Bye, see you in my next video.